All right, Module 12, Part 4. So this is just a quick wrap up of the information as presented. You're going to need to understand and know kind of these different structures. One of the things that I want you to keep in mind is what type of system you utilize is dependent on a few things. So I'm going to use a vertical system where I will punch straight down into the earth as opposed to a horizontal system if my layers of soil happen to be very, very sandy, because sandy soil doesn't maintain heat well, so I have to go very deep into the earth to get those temperatures. Another thing that I want to keep in mind is how wet or moist the soil is as I'm trying to dig down. Another thing is property ownership. In order to do a horizontal system, I need to be able to dig down and have enough land to drop enough horizontal line to make the difference to gain the heat needed on that system. So there are different factors that play into why I would choose a vertical. Horizontal, I need to own the land around. I need to have soil that is clay or silty, so it needs to be a finer soil so that it can hold or maintain heat and compact on itself better to gain those temperature regimes. And I also need to be able to have a soil material and a topsoil layer that will maintain kind of a grass or a low grower, because if I'm going to have a bunch of trees take over that area, I'm then going to have root systems interfering with my horizontal soil layers. And so that's another key thing, is the vegetation on top will play into this. Pond is self-explanatory. You have to have a pond, like I said, that won't freeze all the way through. And then whether I coil my lines or not on my horizontal or pond loop system will be dependent on how big the home will be that I am attempting to create the temperatures for, because I will need to have more line or less line dependent on the size of the home and the amount of air I need to exchange through the lines. As far as pros, a lot of homes that do geothermal that tested well, so they already had their testing done and they tested positive for being a good home for geothermal. You don't want to test to figure out if you're a good home or good potential for geothermal and then find out you're not a good home and then expect payback. But if you tested well, most of them will begin to save on their original investment within 5 to 10 years on their system. As far as systems, the components on the interior of the system, the ones that are above ground, like the air handler, the exchanger, the furnace gas system, those are oftentimes set to last about 15 to 25 years. As far as the components within the ground, so the loops, the actual coils that I'm dropping in that will be gaining the geothermal system, those will last 50 plus years. There are about 50,000 jobs of geothermal heat pump systems being installed around the United States yearly. And so it's something that's picking up jobs. But I will say, once again, East Coast, not big. West Coast, a very big thing. Also, middle near Yellowstone, very big thing. So you've got to be in the right location for these systems as they work. On that note, if you have any questions, please post them down in the comments, and I will be monitoring those. And congratulations on completing your last module within your Principles of Energy.